Okay, boys, let's rebuild the New York Giants, the G-Men. The Giants have $5 million in cap space, but there's plenty of contract reconstruction that could go on with guys like Brian Burns, guys like Paulson Adebo, guys like I don't know. There's just plenty of money to be moved around if Mara wants to sign some checks. Giants have the 5th pick, the 37th pick, and I don't think there's ever been a pick more important in the second round to a franchise ever than that 37th pick, because the Giants don't have as many holes as people think, and the positions that the Giants have holes in, there are avenues for them to fill those holes in free agency, and that's interior offensive lineman and cornerback play. Assuming they go Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles at 5, this is also a really good off-ball linebacker group, and that's the weakness of this Giants defense, is the cornerback play and their run defense. So they could sign a guy like Nakobe Dean. They could draft a guy like Sonny Styles. And then if they draft a guy with that 37th pick and like a D'Angelo Ponzo, who I think's a stud, or a Keontae Scott, or if they go the guard out of Oregon, the guard out of Texas A&M, or if there's a tackle there that they really like, the tackle from Clemson or Monroe Feeling, I doubt he drops that far. But either way, if they could get a tackle at 37 that fits their offensive line, they sign they sign a Jamel Dean, they sign a Kobe Dean, then I think this Giants team's competing for a championship. But that third, it's competing for a championship. You heard me correctly. They're competing for a championship. You heard me correctly. Harbaugh doesn't come and rebuild. Harbaugh comes and establishes. Okay. The Giants have the 5th pick, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs. That's free, man. They're losing Wandale. They're losing Cordell Flott. They're losing Jermaine Illuminor. They're losing Dane Belton. They're losing Michael McFadden, Evan Neal, Greg Van Roten, Rakeem Nunez-Roches. So, like, Wandale's a key starter. Illuminor, I'm pretty sure, was their starting right tackle last year. Other than that, like, they're losing, like, Van Roten was a starter, but he stinks. Rakeem Nunez-Roches got playing time. McFadden was a starter, but he stunk. Don't pay any of those guys. Maybe pay Wandale. I think he's a little bit overpriced right now. He's like $17 million a year. Their receiver 2 would be a real question mark. Maybe they can get a guy like Zachariah Branch in the 3rd round, a guy like Jacoby Lane in the 3rd round. Jacoby Lane would complement Malik, because although Malik plays like he's 6'10", he doesn't exactly have the biggest catch radius. So Jacoby Lane in the 3rd could be huge here. If they just don't go, say they go Caleb Downs, a guy, I say this every time, but even after the performance, I mean, he might not be there in the 3rd round, and that's Jacob Rodriguez. The question mark was his athleticism. That guy should be a 2nd round pick, early 2nd round. He's a stud. I don't know why people aren't higher on Jacob Rodriguez either way, and especially with the way he measured. So I don't even think he'll be available. But that's if they don't go Sonny Styles, they go Caleb Downs. There's a real chance though. Like, the more I think about it, the Giants could go Sonny Styles over Caleb Downs. There's a chance. I don't think it'd be that crazy either. They need a linebacker more than they need a safety. I mean, Javon Holland's a good player. Their other safety too. Let me pull up their depth chart. I'm pretty sure their other safety isn't that bad. I think it's just the corners, which is like Tyler Nubin, Deontay Banks, and Paulson Adebo. But Javon Holland's a good safety. Who's their other safety? Tyler Nubin's their other safety. Listen, Max, this is going to my friend Max, who I'm pretty sure he said good things about Tyler Nubin. He's also said good things about Drew Phillips, but he kind of reined in the good things he said about Drew Phillips. And this is my number 1 Giants expert, boots on the ground Giants expert. They need corners at the end of the day. They need fucking corners, right? Jamel Dean, high-end corner. If they want to break the bank on a corner, they go Jamel Dean. They go Cam Taylor-Britt. They go Greg Newsome. But I do think there are some veterans with some sneaky value that they could get here. And I think with the talent they have at the edge rusher position on the defensive line, they don't need elite shutdown corners, because the best way to kind of hide bad cornerback play is by having a good pass rush. Go look at the 2 most overpaid bums in Dallas: Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland. Trayvon Diggs was released after signing. They had a good pass rush. You can hide bad corners. So I don't know if they should necessarily go and spend a pretty penny on a Jamel Dean, on a Greg Newsome, on a Cam Taylor-Britt, when you could get a guy like Jack Jones for $4 million a year, or Rasul Douglas, 2 years, $4 million, and get a veteran player that can play the position. If it's a scheme fit, obviously. I don't know what type of scheme. I forget the guy they're bringing in from the Raiders, but he was also a good defensive assistant elsewhere, then was part of a bad culture with Pete Carroll in Vegas. Didn't work either way. I don't remember the guy's name, but I believed in their defensive coordinator. Get a scheme fit veteran to play the other corner spot alongside with Paulson Adebo, and then at 37, take D'Angelo Ponzo, Keontae Scott. whichever corner is there, and I'm sure that Will Lee from Texas A&M, there's going to be a corner there. It's a very deep corner class. I doubt all of them go. I doubt we see 6 corners go in the first round. And if D'Angelo Pons is there, that's free as fuck. But there's also guys like Chris Johnson that'll be there. Colton Hood could maybe be there. Keith Abney from Arizona State could also be there. Like, this is just going off the big board here. Davison Igabonson from Ohio State. Like, there's a bunch of corners that could be there. That if they like one of them, which it should be D'Angelo Pons, that guy's a fucking monster. Take him at 37. You sign a veteran, Rasul Douglas, that can play on the outside, or a Jack Jones, Jonathan Jones, and then you focus the money that you do have, which they're not going to be rolling in the cap space this year. Malik Neighbors is going to need an extension at the end of this offseason, at the end of the season, because he's probably going to have 1,500 yards if he stays healthy. In the interior offensive line and invest in your linebacker play, because even if you draft Sonny Styles, you're still going to need another linebacker. Go get Nakobe Dean, and then you have your linebacker duo for the next 5 years. Sign Isaac Seumalo. Or if you want to sign corner, then you have the flexibility to go either corner or offensive lineman. If you neglect the offensive line position in free agency and you spend that money on a Jamel Dean, on a Tariq Woolen, or whatever scheme fit corner they like in free agency, then there's guys like Caleb Lomu, Blake Miller, Emmanuel Pregnon. Like, there's guys in the interior offensive line, which is a need, right tackle, interior offensive line, but there's such a good interior offensive line in the free agency class, and I like the corners in this draft better than I like the offensive line, especially at the 37 position, that I would rather spend the money on Elijah Vera Tucker, on even like if it's a stopgap Kevin Zeitler. Isaac Seumalo, even though he's 32, was like one of the best guards, unironically, in the NFL last year. They should send the money at him. If Tyler Linderbaum hits free agency, even though John Michael Schwartz is solid center, if Linderbaum hits free agency, give that guy. Make sure you're getting your name in the mix with that guy, and then draft corner at 37, your favorite corner out of the prospects there's going to be someone available there. There's going to be, or maybe even move up and go get a fucking Jamar McCoy. Or, I mean, I'm out on Avion Terrell, but whatever corner you like, I think that's the play for the New York Giants. It's one of two things: spend your money on interior offensive lineman, draft corner at 37. Nakobe Dean's a non-negotiable. They need to make that guy a Giant, or sign corner in free agency, go offensive lineman at 37. But that 37th overall pick is, I've never seen a more crucial. Like, if they nail that pick and they get an instant starter on a rookie contract at a position of need at 37, on a very valuable position of need, like a nickel corner or a good corner at 37, or a good offensive lineman at 37 on a rookie contract for 4 years, while you also have Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scadaboo on rookie deals, Abdul Carter on a rookie deal. That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge if they can nail that pick. But I think the Giants are in a really good spot. I believe in Jackson Dart. I believe in Harbaugh. I think Matt Nagy, like, I don't like the hire, obviously, but I'm more like, he didn't have a whole lot to work with in Chicago, even though those offenses were never good. But like Allen Robinson, Mitch Trubisky, that's never ideal. He was never calling plays in Kansas City, but I mean, it is worth noting that the production offensively took a steep nosedive once Matt Nagy was the offensive coordinator and it wasn't Bieniemy. So that's worth noting. But I'm ready to give Matt Nagy another chance with some real weapons to work with. I love you guys, man. Hit that subscribe button. I'm doing every single team. I'm probably not going to get to every team before free agency starts. That's just the way the cookie's going to crumble. But I love you guys, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys on the next episode. Or if you're listening on Spotify, I'll talk to you on the next episode of the Fire Sports Takes podcast.